Okay, my name is Jessica Watson, and this is my lesson plan for my ELED class. My objective is going to be isolate and pronounce initial, medial vowel, and final sounds or phonemes in spoken single-syllable words. So yesterday we would have done initial sounds, in single-syllable words. So to start the lesson, we would review those. Using the backpack activity from the Florida Research Center, and each child would have their own backpack with their own set of cards. On the whiteboard or the smart board, I would have two, one with the picture of the car, one with the picture of the dragon, and I would hold up, we're going to do a drag and drop system on the smart board. I would show the picture cow. Does it match with car or dragon? The class would tell me. I'd pull it over there, and we would go through a few of these. The purpose of the lesson is to prepare students for future reading and phonics. So yesterday we did initial sounds, and today we would be doing medial sounds in one syllable words, or medial vowel sounds, dog, d, g. And then tomorrow we would review the initial sounds, the medial sounds, and go into a lesson on ending sounds. Again, my objective is to isolate and pronounce medial vowel sounds today. So as a motivation to start the lesson, we're going to go with the Fat Cat Sesame Street song that we did earlier in the class. I really enjoyed this song. I love Sesame Street. It's what I grew up on. But anyway, refresher. So after that song played, I would ask them, what sounds did you hear? What first sounds did you hear? K, d, all these sounds, hopefully they would respond with, and then I would say, okay, well, what middle sounds did you hear? And, we'd go through a little bit of explanation, d, ah, g. The middle sound is ah. And then if they weren't listening for the middle sounds, we'd play the video again because it's not very long. And then we would go through the process again. Did you hear any middle vowel sounds? And then we would pull out our backpack activity. I would pull it back up on the whiteboard, and each student will have their own backpack with their own matching cards that go with it. And we would do the same words we did yesterday, only we would be focused on the middle vowel sound today instead of the initial sound. I like to keep going with one activity as far as when you first start it, because they're familiar with the process of how this works. So they're more focused on the actual what we're doing than trying to figure out how we're doing it. After we go through, the cards, 10, 15 of them, however many it takes for them to understand what's going on. Then I would I would pass out the domino activity, and we would replace the backpack activity with the domino activity. And when I say replace, I really enjoy to make manila folder activities where they have pockets on the inside and they can replace the activities that we do. I would take the activity back up to use for future reference, and I would give them a new activity. The new activity in this case would be the dominoes from the Florida Research Center. My printer quit printing, so I don't have them physically with me, but they are attached to my lesson plan. They are picture cards, but they're in dominoes, and what you would do is you would match, dog and fog. You would match those two together until you're playing dominoes. And I wish my printer would have printed it out because I really enjoyed that one. And we're going to do that in groups of two. So their shoulder partner or their face-to-face partner is how we would go through that activity. And I would walk around the room and listen and make sure they were catching on to the middle sounds. As a closure to the lesson, after I feel comfortable that they've gotten it, I'm going to put them back into individual seats, and we'll do this worksheet, which is, it's got grouped images, bat, hat, cat, and you identify the common sound. So bat, hat, cat would be ah. Dog, duck, door would be D or duh. Hot dog, happy, and hand would be the h sound or I tried to find one that had more of the medial vowel, but as long as we've gotten it, I feel comfortable with giving them this worksheet. And then as enrichment, they would take home a color sheet, and this one is the short I word. So it's asking you to color all of the short I vowel sounds one color and the other sounds with a different color, and obviously it makes a pig when you color it. Just something kind of fun for them to do. If they've completed the worksheet, if they've completed the domino game and they've completed the worksheet, so an early finisher would be able to go ahead and start this so that they wouldn't have to do it at home. It would, of course, go home with them so that mom or dad or grandma could see the worksheet. Child with special needs, hopefully I would have a para if I had a child with special needs, but reality is we don't always have those paras. So if a child with special needs really wasn't getting it, I would pick a time during the day that I could pull him off to the side and give him a little extra attention with it. If I had a para, then they would go off and work the backpack activity or the domino activity with the para. Any student that just really wasn't getting it as far as remediation, that would be something that we would pull, the para in if I had one. If not, we would find a time during the day, during a free reading or somewhere in the day, we would pull them off. I would pull them off and just go over it again with them. And that's about it. Thank you.